Hello, my brothers and sisters, and welcome to the first episode on YouTube of Small Talk in Paris. So, our verse today is from Romans chapter 10, verse 15. It says, Faith by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So, let's split the sentence, okay? So faith, it comes by hearing. And hearing what? Hearing the word of God. Faith comes by hearing. Okay, so what will you be hearing? You'll be hearing the word of God. So when we go to Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, it says, this book of the law must not depart from your mouth. You are to recite it day and night, so that you may carefully observe everything written in it, for then you will prosper and succeed in all you do. So, hearing the word of God. Okay? So now, the word of God, what does it do for you? It actually gives you a direction in life. It gives you a way to go. So if you meditate on the book of the law, which is the word of God, it will guide you. It says here, if you observe everything that is written in it, it is your recipe to succeed and your recipe to prosper in all that you do. So let's go on to Proverbs chapter 6 verse 22. It says the same thing. So when you walk, they will guide you, the words from the book of the law. When you walk, they will guide you. When you lie down, they will watch over you. When you awake, they will speak to you. So the same words that you read are the same words that will guide you, are the same words that will speak to you from hearing the word of God. Even when we go to 1 Kings chapter 2 verse 1 to 3, it says, when the time drew near for David to die, he gave a charge to Solomon his son. I am about to go the way of all the earth, he said. So be strong, act like a man, and observe what the Lord your God requires. Walk in obedience to him, and keep his decrees and commands, his laws and regulations as written in the law of Moses. Do this so that you may prosper in all you do and wherever you go. So that's the recipe of success. The recipe of success, the recipe of everything going on well in your life is to follow the word of God, to meditate on the word day and night. By hearing the word of God, it gives you faith. It gives you faith to move mountains. It gives you faith to do anything. Nothing will be impossible to you. You don't do anything out of your own strength. It is God who helps you. It is the word of God that gives you that faith for you to move that mountain. So also when we go to Psalms 119 verse 97, it says, in Deuteronomy 29 verse 9, it says, carefully follow the terms of this covenant so that you may prosper in everything you do. So you see that in the Bible, most verses are just referring to the same thing, meditating on the word of God. Meditating on the word of God. And the more you meditate, that word that you're meditating on, it will speak to you, it will guide you, and you will know exactly what you're supposed to do in any situation. When we go to Psalms 119 verse 97, it says, oh, how I love your law. I meditate on it all day long. This was King David writing this psalm. This was his recipe for his success. In all that he did, he used to prosper because he used to meditate. He was a king who had so many things to do. He had so many cities and a kingdom to rule or to reign on. But then his success came out from studying the word of God. He was studying the law, making sure that he follows everything that is written in the book of the law. So that was his recipe for success. If we go on to Psalms 1 verse 2 to 3, it says, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do, it prospers. So this is the answer that you have been looking for. It's not the investment project that you are looking for that's going to make you prosper. It's not the idea that you're thinking about. The idea comes when you meditate on the word, and then the word speaks to you, and it opens new doors for you. It opens new opportunities for you. When you're sleeping, you start dreaming of things that come through the word, because the word of God is a living word and it produces results. So the more that you meditate on it, is the more that the word speaks to you. And when it speaks to you, doors, they start to just open on their own, and then you will be guided in the way that you're supposed to go. So even in Proverbs chapter 10 verse 22, it says that the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. Other versions, they say that, it's the blessing of the Lord that makes you rich, that makes you wealthy. Hard work can make you no richer. So whatever that you can do, if it doesn't have a basis on the word of God and God himself, it will not, you can prosper, but you will not have that, that profound prosperity. So that profound prosperity, it actually comes from the blessing of the Lord. So that's what you need, the blessing of the Lord that comes through hearing the word of God, that comes through meditating the word of God. Meditating simply means that you actually take a word, a promise from the word of God, or whatever it is that you have, and you say, God, you have made me the first and not the last. And you keep on talking about it, talking about this verse throughout the whole day. If you can choose one verse in a day, if you can choose two verses, that's up to you, whatever that you can do. So you just have to keep on pressing. The recipe for your success is not anything else, it's just in the word of God. So you have to meditate on it day and night. Don't spend 24 hours on whatever social platforms. Try to sacrifice as much as you can time for you to worship the Lord, time for you to meditate on the word, and the word, it will guide you in every step that you need to take. So be blessed, my brothers and sisters. It was nice being with you, and we're going to meet on the next episode of Small Talk in Paris, and we're going to be talking more about how it came to being. This is not Paris, apparently, but it was very prophetic, and God is taking us somewhere, and we believe that, all things, they are working together for good, and what God says he will do, he will complete it. So we believe that God is taking us far. So be blessed, my brothers and sisters. We'll meet on the next episode of Small Talk in Paris.